Hi there, it's Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead. I am in my kitchen today and I need to make some more basil tincture. So I'm going to tell you what that does. It's a very, very good anti-inflammatory. It's a great antioxidant. It helps fight the free radicals in our bodies. It can help with cold, flu, asthma, whooping cough, bronchitis, sinus infections. So I would say it's got antibiotic properties in it as well. And stomach cramps, constipation, and indigestion. I got all this information from a great site. It's called Back with the number 2 Basics, and I'll add this in the comments so you can go check it out for yourself. It's a lot of great information. It also shows how to make a fresh basil tincture, which I'm going to use dry. I always try to use dry just because it's easier and you use less of it. So what you're going to need is obviously your basil fresh. If you're using fresh though, you want to make sure that you leave it out for an hour or two and have it very wilted. And then you're going to need your alcohol. My alcohol of choice is cheap 80 proof vodka. So you can use 100 to 80 proof when you're using alcohol. You just don't want to go below the 80 proof. So I just buy the cheap stuff, whatever's on sale, and then I keep a half gallon in my house at all times because I never know what I'm gonna need to make next. And then that way you have your alcohol. And the alcohol, what that does is it extracts all the good stuff out of the plant material that you're making your tincture out of. So that's how you get that medicine. So, and then you're going to need a clean jar. This is clean. It still has the label on it. I used to be really anal and try to get these things off. It really doesn't even matter as long as it's clean, and then the lid that goes with it. So what you're going to want to do first, when you're making a dry tincture, you only have to fill your jar halfway with the plant material to 3/4. So I'm going to transfer this. Let me move this down so you can take a look. Transfer this. This is all my homegrown basil that I have dried. Some I've dried, air dried it, and some have I dried in my food dehydrator. I'm going to get a bigger bowl to put this in, so bear with me here. There we go. I would be better off to store this in a wide mouth jar, obviously. So we're just taking this out of here. And I was running out of wide mouth half-gallon jars because I have so much of it. There we go. And it's still, look at this. There's still a lot in here. So then we're just going to stuff this jar halfway to 3/4. I usually tend to do 3/4. And I've been going through this pretty quickly. Just to give you a little background, if you don't already know, I've been using this tincture on my dog. I have a senior cow dog. He's almost 11 now. And he's very arthritic, and I've been trying all these different things to help with his joints. And he was gimping around, and he loves to ride on our four-wheelers, and I can't get him to use. I made him a little board to climb up, and he refuses to use that. So I just am not ready for him to go on pain meds from the vet just because they affect their liver and kidneys so much, and I'm not ready for that. So I thought, well, if I can treat him with my tinctures, that would be much better for him. And then I leave it out overnight. I'll pour it in a shot glass. I only give him 2 little droppers full. He's about 50 pounds, and I leave it out overnight so the alcohol can dissipate or evaporate out of it, because I don't want him to have alcohol. Nobody needs that. And then he gets 2 dropperfuls twice a day, and the dog is hardly limping at all. He's a little stiff when he first gets up from laying down for a long time, but that's it. So he's doing really, really well. Okay, I digress. Enough about my dog. So here we are. We're about 2/3 full of your dried basil. Then you're just going to pour your vodka right over the top of that. And you want to make sure that it's completely covered. And what I like to do, I'll fill it up to the neck actually. I'm going to put the lid on this, and then I shake it really well because you want all that dried plant material to absorb the liquid. And I'll let it sit here on the counter for about 10 to 15 minutes. Whew, smells like a bar in here. 10 to 15 minutes, and that gives this time to absorb. Then I'll open up the jar and see if that vodka has went down a little bit, and it probably will. So then you're just going to top it off. So then what you're going to do, I'm going to take a piece of tape, put it across here. I'm going to put Basil Tincture, or just basil / vodka. You want to put on there whatever your plant material is and your vodka. And I only use like 80 proof vodka. I haven't ever used 100 proof. So if you were using different strengths of vodka, I would probably write that on there too, like vodka 100, vodka 80, whatever you're using. And you don't have to use vodka. You can actually use brandy and different other alcohols. I've even heard people use tequila. I mean, you could use whatever, as long as it's at least 80 proof. And you want to do your research because certain herbs require certain strengths of alcohol. So when you're using 80 proof, so 60% of this is alcohol. It doesn't smell like it when you, or excuse me, water. It doesn't smell like it. It smells like it's rubbing alcohol to me. But only 20% of this is alcohol. So it's going to take a little longer to extract, and it wouldn't be as strong as using 100 proof. And 100 proof is obviously 50 water, 50 alcohol. So the higher the number, the higher your alcohol content. So, but there's certain things that require certain strengths of alcohol. So do your research. Pinterest is a great resource. YouTube, She Is of the Woods, is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love this gal. I've learned so much from her. Her name is April, but her channel is called She Is of the Woods. And then the other one that I really like and subscribe to is Heidi, and her channel is called Rain Country. So those two I follow religiously. They are amazing, and they have so much information. So give them guys a follow and check out what they have to offer. I had just recently, I made that video on the walnuts, the black walnuts, and making a tincture with that. And I just watched one that April with her channel She Is of the Woods came out with, and it was a really, really good video too. It was great timing because I had just made mine. So anyways, that's all there is to it. And you sit around and put this in a dark place. I just kind of give it a little, one of these things. I invert the jar 2 to 3 times. You're going to let it sit. I let mine sit for at least 6 to 8 weeks, and I tend to lean more towards the 8 weeks. If you forget about it and it sits there longer, it's not going to hurt anything. The thing you need to remember, especially at first in the beginning, is just kind of invert it. I do it daily. I keep my dog treats in the cupboard because I'm in there giving him treats once or twice a day. So then I go, oh, I need to invert these. So I have all kinds of stuff down there. I've got my comfrey that my sister gave me, some dried comfrey before I got my plant. So I thought it was really sweet of her. So that has been percolating since July 19th. So this one is actually ready to go ahead and strain. So then I'll have a comfrey. And this makes a good rub for sore muscles, all kinds of stuff. So it's amazing what I have. I should show you my cupboard with all my different tinctures. It's insane. Hold on, let me get you a shot of that. All right, this is my cupboard, and this cupboard goes 3 to 4 jars back deep. These are all finished tinctures. Then all of these are dried herbs. Some I cook with, some I make tinctures out of, some I do both. And then I have more tinctures in a cupboard right next to this because they won't fit up here. I've got all these dried herbs. Some are medicinal, some are seeds. Then on top I have dehydrated. There's this big guy right here is full of mullein. This is zucchini chips. My fingernails are filthy, I'm sorry, from the garden. And then these two are fresh dried bay leaves. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff and I'm outgrowing it quickly, so I need to make more room. But you would be surprised at the amount of things that I have traded out. Like I no longer use Mucinex, which is a synthetic drug that's man-made. It's an expectorant when you get upper respiratory, so now I use mullein. For pain and anti-inflammatory purposes, I use rosemary. I don't use ibuprofen or Tylenol anymore. That stuff is evil. It tears up your gut biome, causes ulcers. It can shut your kidneys down. It ruins your liver. I mean, there's bad stuff in that. And then we've got the basil, which is anti-inflammatory. It's good for your tummy. What I find interesting about plant-based medicines, or remedies, I should call them, is they have usually 5 to 20 different things that they can help fix or relieve or, you know, alleviate a lot of symptoms. And they don't have any side effects unless you're allergic to that particular plant or alcohol. Now, if you're allergic to alcohol or you are a recovering alcoholic, you obviously don't want to use a tincture. There's other extracts that you can make. You can make them with vinegars. You can make them with glycerin. And those things, the shelf life is not as long as a tincture, and that's why I chose tincture, because the shelf life is much longer. These will last me, if you store them properly, 3 to 5, maybe longer years. So, and it's very quick acting. Once you take it, it gets right in your bloodstream. So, I mean, it's something, I would just make a goal. Try to make something once, research it, try to make a medicine replace something that you use a lot in your home, like ibuprofen, for instance. The rosemary, all these taste terrible. I will tell you, they taste absolutely awful. But you can put them in juice, you can put them in coffee, I just put them in my mouth and take a big swig of water. So they're not delicious, I will tell you that. You would think, like, especially basil, because I love basil. Not good. But it works. Everything I've tried that I have made absolutely works, and it works within minutes. So give it a try. Give yourself a goal this month, or wait till next month. And if you don't have any, you're not growing anything that you can make a tincture out of, or if you don't live up in the mountains like I do, and there's all kinds of wild stuff that you can make tinctures out of, go to Orchard Nutrition in Redding, and they have all kinds of dried herbs that you can make a tincture out of. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope the sun is shining where you are. I hope you're enjoying fall. Fall is just about here. It might be actually today or tomorrow. I know it's really quick. So if you have any questions or you have any additional information, pop them in the comments and I will get back to you. Have a great day, and thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching. Bye-bye.